Hello and welcome. My name is Tasnim Hassan, and I am so glad you're here. Today, we're going to dive into something truly foundational. We're talking about a divine blueprint for building a thriving community, and it's drawn directly from the wisdom of the Quran.
In that quote you see right there, that's really my heart, my personal mission, and it's the whole reason we're here together today. I'm on this journey to understand the Quran not as some ancient, dusty text, but as a living, breathing, practical guide for our modern lives. But this isn't a solo trip, not at all. I'm warmly, sincerely inviting you to join me, to walk this path with me as we work together on becoming just a little bit better every single day.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking a powerful set of lessons from Surah Al-e-Imran, which is the third chapter of the Quran. And from this chapter, we can pull out what I love to call a divine blueprint. Now, this isn't just a list of do's and don'ts. Seriously, think of it more like a 10-step architectural plan for building a society that's not just successful on the outside, but is deeply just, compassionate, and resilient right from the ground up.
Every great building, every lasting structure needs a solid foundation. And in this blueprint, the foundation isn't poured with concrete and steel. No, it's built out of how we handle our money and, more importantly, the trust we have in one another. So let's dig in and see how a just financial system is the absolute first non-negotiable step to building a community that can actually stand the test of time.
So this slide right here paints such a clear picture of two totally different worlds, doesn't it? On one side, you've got a system built on what the Quran calls Riba, or exploitative interest. This system pretty much runs on anxiety and it rewards individual greed. It's a world where one person's profit often comes directly from someone else's hardship. But then on the other side, you have a system built on mutual support, on charity or sadaqah. This system is designed to grow compassion and trust, and its main goal? Collective growth. It's a world where we all rise together.
Let's get really clear on what this threat to the foundation is, Riba. At its core, it's any kind of exploitative profit that's tacked onto a loan. Think about those predatory payday loans, the ones with sky-high interest rates that are designed to trap people in a cycle of debt forever. The source material calls it something even more powerful, institutionalized greed. It's like, imagine someone was slowly dripping poison into a town's water supply. That's exactly what Riba does to an economy. It destroys trust, it funnels wealth into just a few hands, and it preys on the most vulnerable among us.
So what's the antidote to a system based on greed? It's a culture built on trust. And this slide gives us the practical how-to steps. Becoming a trustworthy trustee, that is the bedrock of a high-trust economy. It all starts with really acknowledging the weight of the trust someone places in you. It means you protect what they've given you like it's your own. You return it, all of it, right on time. And, above all, you are a person of absolute unshakable integrity. When we can all trust each other like that, the whole system just flows with confidence and security.
All right, so our financial foundation is poured and it's solid. Now it's time to put up the social pillars. These are like the strong, load-bearing beams that are going to hold our community together through good times and bad, allowing it to stand tall no matter what pressures come its way. Let's see how we build these.
Wow, what a powerful image, the rope of God. Just picture this. A group of people are climbing a really steep, dangerous mountain in the middle of a storm. What is the one thing keeping them from falling, from being swept away? It's the rope that connects them all to each other and anchors them to the summit. Well, that rope is our shared faith, our shared values. The blueprint is telling us crystal clear that our greatest strength is never in our individual power, but in our collective unity, holding on tight to that one single divine rope.
So the big question is, how do we actually hold that rope in our day-to-day lives? Well, this slide gives us two incredibly important actions. First, we have to intentionally heal old grudges. Look, every community, every family has history, right? Scars from past fights. The guidance here is to make a conscious choice not to let those old wounds define our relationships today. And second, whenever we're talking with people, especially people we disagree with, we're told to actively look for common ground first. Build a bridge before you even think about putting up a wall.
Let's just pause here for a second. I want you to really sit with this question. I know I have things in my own life I've had to work on letting go of, and it is definitely not easy. But think about it. What is one grudge, maybe with a family member, a coworker, or a friend, that you're carrying right now? What do you think might happen? What big change if you made the choice to just begin healing that one thing this week? How might that simple act change your world?
Okay, deep breath.
We've laid the financial foundation, we've raised the social pillars, our community structure is really starting to take shape. But, as any good builder knows, you absolutely need protective walls. So, this final stage of the blueprint is all about actively protecting the community from harm, whether it's coming from the inside or the outside.
This part is so empowering because it shows that being a part of a community isn't a passive spectator sport. It is an active duty. And joining the good means you are a proactive force for positivity. It's the little things, supporting local shops, welcoming new neighbors, just creating a culture of kindness. And forbidding the wrong, that means having the courage not to stay silent when you see injustice or things that are harming the community. It's about being a guardian of our collective well-being.
And here we have the final two principles for our protective walls. First, and this is so important, practice individual fairness. This is a direct instruction to fight against that human tendency to stereotype, to paint whole groups of people with one single brush. We're told to judge people based on their own actions, their own character, not by the labels we might put on them. And second, guard your strategic interests. This is all about wisdom. A healthy community is open and welcoming, yes, but it isn't naive. It's careful about who it puts in positions of high trust and influence, making sure its security is always in good hands.
So there you have it, the whole architectural plan. Let's just take one last look at how all these different pieces, the financial, the social, the protective, how they all fit together to create not just a better society for us right here, but to pave a path to something even greater. Let's just run through the whole blueprint one last time so it really sticks. We started with that solid financial foundation, one built on generosity and trust, not exploitation. Then, on top of that, we raised the social pillars, creating unity by holding on to our shared values and actively healing old wounds. And finally, we built the protective walls through our active civic duty and a deep commitment to fairness for every single person. Foundation, pillars, walls. It's a complete, integrated structure for a truly thriving community. I really want to leave you with this final thought. This whole blueprint can feel big, maybe even a little overwhelming. But what if we looked at it differently? What if today you just focused on laying one single brick? Maybe that one brick is deciding to forgive that old grudge. Or maybe it's taking a look at your own finances to make sure they're just. Or maybe it's just deciding to speak up for what's right the next time you get the chance. If every single one of us just laid one of these bricks today, can you even imagine the incredible world we could build together tomorrow? Thank you so much for joining me on this part of our journey together. If this explainer genuinely added some value to your day, if it gave you something practical to think about, please consider liking, sharing, and leaving a comment. It really does help this mission reach more people who might be searching for this very path. Until next time, peace be with you.